Writing variant equals standard, I'd equals 70112. Title, When You Get Older. Three things not to say, three things not to do. When you get older, life begins to whisper lessons that you once ignored in your youth. The noise fades, the ego softens, and what remains are the things that truly matter: peace, kindness, and clarity. But growing old gracefully doesn't happen by accident. It requires awareness. There are things best left unsaid and actions best avoided for the sake of your dignity, relationships, and peace of mind. So, as the years add wisdom, engrave this deeply into your heart: three things not to say and three things not to do. First, three things not to say. 1. In my day, things were better. This sentence, though harmless at first, closes the door to connection with younger generations. It creates distance rather than understanding. Every era has its beauty and its flaws, and each person must live in their own time. When the elderly constantly compare the present to the past, it sends a message that progress is meaningless. Instead, try curiosity. Ask questions about new ideas, technology, and culture. The world changes, but wisdom can guide it, not by scolding, but by listening and sharing gently. 2. I'm just a burden. These words break the hearts of those who love you. No one who truly cares sees you as a burden. They see you as family, as memory, as the foundation of who they are. Yet, many elders speak this phrase out of guilt, believing they take up too much space. In truth, your presence, your stories, your laughter, and even your silence bring value. Replace "I'm a burden" with "thank you for being here." Gratitude creates warmth where self-pity builds walls. 3. It doesn't matter anymore. This phrase is the quiet voice of surrender. It's what people say when they lose hope or feel invisible. But as long as you breathe, it matters. You matter. Every day is still a page in your story. Whether it's planting a flower, calling an old friend, or smiling at a stranger, your actions ripple outward. Saying "it doesn't matter" erases that truth. Instead, remind yourself, I still have something to give. Because you do. Your experience, your care, your time, they all still make a difference. Now, three things not to do. 1. Don't cling to control. One of the hardest lessons in aging is learning to let go. Of control, of certainty, of being right all the time. You've spent decades guiding others, making decisions, and being the pillar. But at some point, life asks you to trust instead of command. Let your children or grandchildren make their choices. Allow new ways of doing things. Clinging too tightly only causes friction, and in the end, love suffers. Freedom, for you and for them, comes when you release control and choose acceptance instead. 2. Don't isolate yourself. When health weakens or friends pass away, it becomes tempting to retreat into solitude. You tell yourself you prefer quiet, that company is too tiring, but isolation is the slowest form of fading. The heart, like the body, weakens without connection. Go outside, even just for a walk. Join community gatherings, visit neighbors, share tea with someone younger. Human contact keeps the spirit alive. You may think you're saving energy by staying alone, but in truth, you're draining your joy. 3. Don't stop dreaming. Many people believe dreams belong to the young, but after 70, dreaming isn't about ambition. It's about purpose. Maybe you can't travel the world anymore, but you can plant a tree, write your memoirs, or learn to paint. The moment you stop looking forward, time starts closing in. Having a dream, no matter how small, keeps your inner flame burning. It reminds you that life isn't over, it's simply evolving. As the years pass, it becomes clear that growing old is not just about survival, it's about refinement. You begin to see which words heal and which harm, which actions bring peace and which bring regret. Saying less, loving more, forgiving quicker. These are the marks of true wisdom. So remember, don't say words that make your heart smaller, and don't do things that make your world darker. Speak with kindness, even to yourself. Do with intention, even if it's something simple. The later chapters of life aren't meant to be filled with silence or sorrow. They're meant to be filled with grace. When you get older, don't just count the years. Fill them with meaning. Watch your words, mind your actions, and let your presence be a lesson in love. Because in the end, what remains isn't what you had or said, but the peace you carried and the warmth you left behind.